This is Money Mentors, where I sit down with curious minds of all ages to guide them through their personal finance journey. It's all about the why, the what, and the how of money. Shikhar, wonderful to have you here. There's a lot we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about a lot of things. But before that, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Before I tell you, I think I'd rather prefer to show you.
Okay.
Can I show you something?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Have you seen a deck of cards before?
Yeah, of course I have.
So I happen to have a deck of cards on me.
Okay.
I want you to just go ahead and just pick one card out. Whatever you like, just something that calls out, you just take one card out.
Okay.
Take it, take a look at it. In fact, I want you to show it to the camera as well.
Okay.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
You want to stick to it?
Yeah, that's
all right.
okay.
Now, I'd like your hands to be free for this for just a moment.
Okay.
Are you a righty or are you a lefty?
Right-handed.
You're right-handed. Can you open both your hands for me, flat out,
Yeah.
bring them close together? So you happen to pick a king of clubs, right? Since you're a righty, I'll put it in your right hand.
Okay.
And I want you to put the other one on top, just like a sandwich. Press on it like a sandwich.
Okay.
I want you to keep pressing on it.
Okay.
Now, while you do that, we're just going to take a look at the next card, and that happens to be a queen of spades. Yeah. Now, I want you to tell me if you feel something, okay? I'm just going to do this. Do you feel something in your hand? Do you feel something right there?
No.
Nothing at all? I think you missed it. You see this?
Oh.
Is that your card, the king of clubs?
Yeah.
But what's inside
But
your
there's
hand right
something
now?
here. Oh.
Can you show that to the camera?
Wow.
It happens to be the queen. Now, did I ever touch your hand on the inside?
That's amazing. So you're a magician.
So yes, I'm a magician, I'm a mentalist, illusionist, and I do corporate shows and events for stage.
Wow. What magic can we do with your money?
Make lots and lots more of it appear, I hope.
I mean, I can't make money disappear. I mean, that's your thing. But
Yes.
but we'll make it multiply.
Right.
You know? So Shikhar, we would like to hear your absolute confession with respect to money. And literally in your language, what magic would you like your money to make for you?
Right after the pandemic hit, right, the event industry was also hit. But what I decided to do at that time was to perform for people virtually. At the end, I would ask them to donate a small amount to any charity that was doing any good work anywhere, and just sort of send me a screenshot of it so I know how much we mobilized. So I would like to be able to do that long term and to be able to give back to the people at that level. My engines also have to be running and
Absolutely.
have to be well-oiled,
Yes,
so to
yes.
speak.
I mean, you need to have an action plan which will basically get you there.
Definitely.
To be able to do that. So you want to give, but to be able to give, you have to first get, accumulate.
Correct.
So you know, in our world, in our language, we call this financial planning. Okay. You see, at a stage in life where you have reached, you've been doing this for a while, right?
Right.
There is a machinery which is bringing you an income, you're spending, that's already happening. At some point of time, you all feel that you want to actually now make sense out of this money. Right. So everybody's earning, everybody's spending. Now, if you have to do what you want to do, so we ultimately need to have some amount of fuel for that, okay?
Right.
So wo fuel ko, in our language, we will call it as goals.
Right.
Okay? सबसे पहली चीज हमें ये करनी है कि we want to, be able to identify these kind of goals, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to do a little activity with you. थोड़ा सा magic मैं भी कर दूंगा if you don't mind. So let's have a little bit of magic happening from a financial standpoint, okay?
Right. We have some eggs here.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
You've heard the common saying, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that's the tip I'm giving you even before we start this game.
I see where this is going.
Shikhar, what is happening is the basket on your right is called your needs.
Okay.
मतलब ये जरूरी गाड़ियां हैं कि ये गाड़ियां तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. This is what we want.
Okay.
Okay. What we will do is we'll pick up an egg, okay, and we will talk about it. That मुझे ये चाहिए. Okay.
Okay.
Then we'll find out whether it's a need or whether it's a want.
Want. Okay.
Easy?
Easy, yeah, makes sense.
So why don't you start picking up those little eggs, and I'm going to help you by writing it here for everyone's benefit.
Okay.
So needs. I mean, what's something that comes top of your mind?
My daily expenditure,
Yeah.
my day-to-day goals, my daily savings. Right.
So we can call it lifestyle.
All right. Let's call it lifestyle.
So we can say, you need money for this.
All right.
Okay.
This one.
What else can you think in terms of money, which is a need for you?
So I would love to save up for a house.
But you have a house now?
Yes, I do.
So then that house would become a want.
Correct.
You have a house.
Right.
You're talking of a second house.
Right.
So let's say house and let's put it in want.
All right. Another thing comes to mind.
Yes, please.
So
This one.
in my performance career, I do happen to need a lot of help in terms of a crew to create content, production.
One egg could say staff.
Right.
Another egg could say office EXP expenses.
Right. Let's make it staff.
So now let's talk about wants. Okay. Let me just draw a little bit of a line here.
I've been wanting a super bike for the longest time.
Wow. Okay. Super bike. So let's write it here.
I think that would definitely qualify as a very ambitious want.
You know, for benefit of everybody, these wants are like your dreams, your aspirations, things that you've been thinking of but you don't know how to achieve. The starting point of that is to write down whatever you want. So distinguish between the two things. We have all got needs in our life. We've all got wants in our life.
Right.
So let us say, for example, you earn some income I, okay, you spend some expenses A, which is all for your needs.
Right.
Right? And when you do I minus E, whatever is left is your S or savings.
Correct.
So your savings are the ones which will help you achieve your wants. This is
Right.
financial planning.
Correct.
What else do you have that comes into mind?
So as a magician, there are these conferences that I would love to attend, right? Where I
Right.
can meet other magicians, and these happen typically around the world. So let's say in the US, in the UK, I would love to be able to do that every year.
Every year?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous. So let's call it yearly conferences, right?
Right.
We'll just say yearly conference.
All right.
How would you feel if I was to propose a situation to you, and in that situation, you have enough money where you don't have to work for money? How does it sound?
What's there to not like about it? I would love it.
Yeah, absolutely, right? That's what I would call retirement, you see? So we will not retire, but we will plan for retirement.
Let me confess, I have never ever thought about retirement.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm only 29.
And retirement also is like it's not a very fashionable word, so to say. So, one feels like, what the hell, this is my time to enjoy life and do things. Why am I talking about retirement?
Right.
But you'll see the magic the moment we do it. What we have to now do is, Shikhar here is going to identify and rank his goals.
Okay.
Okay? Once we give a rank to these goals, we're going to work and I'm going to give you some calculations to figure out how easy or difficult that's going to be.
Fair enough.
And that's going to be nothing short of magic.
Okay.
Let's call number 1 retirement. Number 2, let's talk about your super bike.
Okay.
Okay? And 3, let's talk about your yearly conference. And let's say we have a column called time here. Okay? And time, we'll give this time about 20 years. So by the time you're 49 or 50, so to say.
Yeah.
And by the way, for the benefit of everybody, this is the only area in life for which you don't get a loan. When you are going to retire, when you want to retire, you can't go to the bank saying, I want to retire, please give me a loan. No one's going to give you a loan, right?
That is true.
But we'll talk about now the bike. So bike, you'll have to help me here. I'm not into bikes, but how much would a bike cost?
The kind of bike that I want would probably cost about 10 to 11 lakhs.
Okay, so let's sort of put your cost, and here we'll put future cost.
Okay.
And here, I'm going to tell you what you need to invest to be able to get that. Sounds like a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah? So let's say 10L. Cool. Now, how much time do we have in which you would like to have this bike?
Let's say about 3 years.
3 years? Okay, very good. See, that's the beauty of planning. You see, you don't have to think, you just have to say what you want.
Right.
We'll come to the future cost. So 3 years, it's not going to change too much. Maybe it's going to become about 11 lakhs, let's just say. Because there is something called inflation. Heard about it?
Yes.
Yeah, it makes everything expensive. It's a
Right.
bad thing, right?
It's a bad thing.
So, to be able to do this, what we need to do is to save up about 27,000 per month. Do you think that's possible?
Sure. I think that's
It's about,
possible.
say, 25,000 multiplied by 12 is about 3 lakhs.
Right.
Into 3 years, about 9 lakhs, a little bit of profit and you're home. Your bike is
you,
home.
you make it look so simple. Yeah, that makes sense.
Can I tick off the bike goal?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Let's talk about your conferences. How much would a conference cost? It's yearly, so I'm going to write time is one.
Right.
Okay. What do you think is the cost?
We have to take into account the flights to and fro.
Which is about a lakh
Uh,
max.
Yeah, it could be slightly higher than that.
I mean, we go economy for the time being. We'll do business class later.
Yeah, okay. In that case, yes.
Yeah, you see, beauty of it, we have to come to a very accurate and realistic figure. Then
Correct.
goals happen.
Correct,
right?
that's true.
If you're okay with it,
Yeah.
can I take an estimate of about 3 or 4 lakhs for this?
Yeah, you can.
But
Right.
basically, this means it's 25,000 per month again.
Right. And I need this every year.
Yeah, I mean, this is necessary. I would, in fact, want to, therefore, rank this as number 2 and this as 3 because this is of professional interest.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, can you manage both these figures together or is it going to be a little hard?
I'm on the gig economy, right? So it might be, it's really hard for me to do that math because on some months there might not be any shows happening and the other months there might be way too many. So I guess it all averages out at the end of a financial year for me.
So now, can I sort of assume that typically based on your lifestyle and whatever you're doing, and you're living in Mumbai, can I assume 50,000 is a monthly expenditure for you?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's a pretty good assumption, actually.
Yeah. I mean, been doing it for so many years, so you know approximately where you sort of land up. Now, you see, 50K is your monthly expenditure here. But with inflation, the life that you're living in 50K today, 20 years down the line, you will need 200K.
Right.
To be able to afford this cash flow, what you need to invest is 36,000 per month. Possible?
I mean, it makes so much sense when we break it down, a big goal into smaller goals.
Absolutely.
And consistently, and it just makes it so much more achievable.
Absolutely.
And that's beautiful.
And this 36,000 is going to accumulate for the next 20 years, and it's going to bring you close to almost 4.7 crores.
So not only will I be accumulating and saving for my retirement, but
Yeah.
that money will also be making more money for itself.
Yes, and while you're not going to use the entire 5 crores, right? You're just going to use 24 lakhs out of it. The rest of the money is still earning money.
Right.
So you're even leaving a legacy. I mean, you can give it to your children.
I mean, about the legacy, I'll tell you something that comes to my mind, Karthik. So I think I learned this in economics class. John Maynard Keynes said this at some point, that he prefers the short term because in the long term, we're all dead.
Absolutely. I mean, it's there for you to use it. And if you don't want to use it, it's okay. You have children, you have siblings, you have parents, you have charities to do. There are lots of ways of how to use money. But question is if you have that money, right?
True.
You see, people, to do this kind of mathematics is not very difficult. So if you Google for something like a retirement calculator, investment calculator, loan calculator, you will be spoiled for choices.
It's almost like, I mean, these are your dreams, right? And then
Yes.
how do you convert them into reality? It's actually like magic. How do you envision something
I'm
and
glad you,
make it into
I'm
reality?
glad you used that word. Okay, so you know what? We have another little system here that we do.
Right.
We like to share some takeaways,
Okay.
right? For the audience, for yourself also. So if you want to say 3 or 4 things that are top of your mind, which you think you can, straight away apply into your life and which you really liked, or some things that you will do, some action points.
Number 1, list down your goals. Because the first step to
Please
achieving your goals...
identify your goals.
Right,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
that's the first step to actually achieving them.
Yes.
Separate your goals into what are your needs and what are your wants.
Correct.
So that you can differentiate between the two and prioritize and sort of rank them.
I'm glad you said that. Just hold that thought here. So, identify your goals, separate your needs and wants. Yes, please go on.
And the third one, I would say, was that break down your goals into smaller, achievable goals, which makes it actionable.
So, I would like to say, quantify the goals.
Right. Quantify.
So when you break it down, you actually, we put a number to it.
Correct.
We put a logic to it. We said this is the time frame and all of that.
Right.
So just having goals is not enough. Why don't you quantify your goals? Any other takeaway that you think?
I guess another one of my takeaways would be that retirement it's never too early to think about it.
I like that. Thank you very much for that. Guys, retirement planning, the earlier you think about it, the better it is. Because each one of you who is below the age of 40 today is thinking that you will retire at 40. And by the time you come to 40, most of you realize that you don't have 40 or 80 or anything for that matter. And that's already too late because the problem has become too large. If you start early, you will have 40, 80, 800, everything's really possible if you start early. So I'm glad you said that. Is there anything else that you would like to know at this point?
No, I think that pretty much solves everything.
Really?
Yeah, thank you so much for running me through that.
Oh, thank you, Shikhar, for being here. It was wonderful having you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining in. And I hope, like Shikhar, you've also had a lot of your personal takeaways and you're going to benefit from them. Of course, there's a lot more to learn which will happen, but one step at a time, and therefore stay tuned with us. This is Money Mentors. This is where we show you how to make your money work for you and how to kickstart your financial journey. So stay tuned and see you next time.